he's still... Yeah, well, knight e3, queen e6. Well, not so much time left. Queen to b3. Well, still the king is weak, so there are chances. Queen takes a4, queen b1, queen to c4, queen a5, and he wants queen d2. b6, queen to d2.
Queen f1 is only move.
Queen f1 is only move. Now Magnus certainly has the perpetual. He can try for more, and he does. Queen c5, so queen f2 is met with e3. He might be winning in this one as well.
It's e2 and e1 cannot
e2,
stop.
well, and now he can take. Now he can take, next move being queen b... well, queen b1 is tricky, it is a draw, interestingly enough, yeah? If the queens are swapped, it is a draw. No, queen e4 is, of course, convincing move. Now, no doubt Magnus is winning objectively, so he decides to simplify the position, takes the pawn on h2. Now some threats of perpetual check. Well, I'm not sure about Magnus's decision to simplify, to be honest. Not sure at all. A check given, now king g3, a check, king h4, and white will be... yeah, h2, and how a perpetual check? There is no check.
No, because e4 square is taken by g2.
There is no check on e4. Well, what a game, what a game. I believe at some point he really took too much risk, and he was apparently...
Meanwhile, board 3, Wang Hao Anand is a draw.
Wang Hao Anand is a draw, but board 3 is important, of course, but not for the championship, since Magnus Carlsen has won, and the only player who can theoretically catch him up
is
Sergei Karyakin if he wins. But how can he win this? How can he win this? He's in the rook endgame. He's 2 pawns down. I believe objectively has to be winning for a run. Well, maybe not anymore, because Karyakin found a nice resource. He has found a nice resource. Rook b3, king e4 still. Well, white is still fighting. I mean, Karyakin has made a move on one last second. Check, now rook d4, rook goes to a5. Oh, wow. Rook b5 again. No, not anymore. Yeah, it's winning for Aronian now. I'm sure it's winning for... well, it's still tricky, because, in fact, white could not trade the rooks. Well, it's too subtle to talk of this, because it's like, seconds left. Check, rook g6 back.
F6 is coming now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, even a draw is enough. I mean, a draw from Aronian is enough for Carlsen to become a champion. Of course, Aronian is fighting for himself. He wants to win, he wants better prize, he wants a medal. But I think... knight e7, knight to e7, white takes. Now he can take on h4 and attack e6 pawn. That's the difference between knight d4 and knight e7. Takes on e6, takes on f4. Now at least he can take on f5. I don't see him losing in this case. He can take with the... try to take with the knight as well. No, he takes with the bishop. Now knight takes, knight takes. Well, you need to bring the king closer. Yeah, knight d3 is a potential threat as well. Check, knight d6.
Check, and knight c3 was the c8 was
knight
possible.
c8, yeah, it was possible, of course. Yeah, I mean, he still has it. He still has it. He can
but it was checked. It was about the tempo.
Takes, knight goes to c4. I guess. Well, it's still somewhat tricky. White will be a pawn up. Knight a7, knight takes b2, knight b5. Most likely a draw with black pieces being that active, but it's only Magnus who can win this one. I mean, he cannot lose, so that's kind of a good outcome for him. Check, king goes to f4, king g6 wasn't the best move, it feels like. Knight to c5 now, trapping out, well, then you go knight d7 or h4 first. That's a very unpleasant position to be, to be played on a limited time. Well, and now he's winning.
g3.
Now he's winning. That's
this
a very...
black king should be stuck on h5.
Yeah.
And now the king goes to
has
a
to
pawn.
protect. Yeah, has to protect the pawn. And then king e5, king e3. Why not king e5? Because it was still tricky.
Knight c5.
King e3. Knight c5, a5. No, now it doesn't help. Knight d6. Okay, king to d4. Knight back to b7, king to c4 he goes. King to c4. And that's you know, that's the pawn which is lost for the side with the knight. Yeah, knight takes, knight goes back to g3, and this is winning. And I think they try to swap the queens. Tries to swap the queens, queen g6, now but knight b5 wins more material, there is queen f2, he wants to be safe. Knight e4, knight takes, rook b1, well, some material won back, and Sanana is also very short on time. Now rook c2 is a threat.
It's a
Knight
pin.
b4, well, I mean, now it's, nothing is clear. Nothing is clear. I mean, white is of course, objectively, white is completely winning, but
Yes.
you know, you still have to win.
And white is short in time.
It is short on time, but yeah, let's see how it works now, because Magnus only has the rook, but he managed to paralyze those knights.
But pawns are going
No,
to the both
now the pawn
sides.
is going all the way to c6, right? c5 takes. In case of rook a5, there is knight b3. Well, knight e6 was a serious option, but knight b3 is good as well. That, and then attack the pawn. Well, white doesn't want to play c6. Yeah, c6, rook to a4, and then the king is coming. There is still a defensive idea from Magnus, like to eliminate all the pawns at the cost of a rook, right? So two
Right.
knights are not winning.
Yeah, cannot
That's
win.
being the point, but there are too many.
Oh, we have
The pawns are too many.
handshake. Mm-hmm.
So, smooth victory. It's king to g1. So, what's the problem with rook e7? I'm not really sure. Rook to e5. So he wants rook e5, rook c5, because white also somewhat weakened his, I mean, if the rook gets to first rank, you know what happens. A check and then mate on h1. Both of them getting very close to, you know, those last seconds. And now, actually,
Arya is
anything
not
is possible.
sure about his move.
Yeah, now
goes back on
actually
d1.
anything is possible, and then I mean anything is possible, and now it feels like
Rook
Magnus
e2.
made progress. Magnus made progress.
No, rook e4.
Rook e4. The rook on d1 is still hanging. Check, king goes back. Now a4 pawn is hanging as well. Queen d5, rook e1 check. Mamedyarov blundered badly because after king h2, it's rook h1 check, winning the queen.
Wow.
Queen f2 is winning as well. a1 is also hanging. The swap of the rooks, queen e8, a bit passive, but still good, 2 pawns up. Meanwhile, Sergei Karyakin made the draw against Van Hau, that's what I was informed. Well, look, Alexander Grishuk is trying to arrange some counterplay. Magnus just snatches the third pawn. Bishop takes a2. But
Queen d4, now white wants to play h6 and some
h6 is
unpleasant.
the idea. Queen takes a7. Bishop to d5, and there might be some back rank issues as well. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Queen to endgame is always tricky. Okay, at least for us, for Maltans, I mean, I'm not sure, maybe for Magnus it's just, you know, a piece of cake. Takes, king to g3. It might have been wise to give a check on h4 first for Magnus Carlsen. Well, but looks like he's very comfortable. 2 pawns up. Well, winning position it has to be.
Why not b5? No, the b5 can be
b5,
lost.
yeah, you just
b6.
give the pawn, yeah. b6, check, king goes to g7, no checks anymore. Queen c7 is a bit annoying, but there is a check. Yeah, and b5, so he keeps both pawns. Well, and I've got incredible news. Pia Kramling has won yet another game with the black pieces, so she keeps leading and might even extend her lead. While Grishuk stands no chance anymore after queen d4. Impressive play by Magnus, and white is impressive because I have no clue what has happened in this game. Rook a2, now the pin, does that pin do anything? Knight c4, no, it doesn't do anything at all. Bishop c5, now e6 pawn is dangerous. Check on e2, knight d4, attacking the b3 pawn, so black gets some counterplay of his own, and finally this e pawn starts moving. Bishop h6, rook g2 check. Well, what's going on? Korobov is down to seconds. King e4, the king will get to d5. A check, king goes to d5, and then, yeah, no check. Bishop is hanging, e6 is possible.
H6 b3. No, knight d6.
Knight to d6, bishop takes, pawn takes. B pawn is moving as well. The d pawn is terribly dangerous. The d pawn, yeah, d7 is a huge threat. Rook here. Takes a check. No, Karyakin is completely winning. Knight 4, rook e3, no checks. No checks for black. Well, and the king has to go to the last rank. Now it's completely winning. I mean, I'm sure it is completely winning. A check. Now knight e6 is threatening, rook e7 back. d7, knight f5, a check. Queen, well, Korobov is getting some chances. It's an exchange up for Karyakin. Well, the king is cut, so that's got to be hopeless. Knight f7, and now after f4 or h4, king to e6, king to f6, so there are no checks, and rook d8 is unavoidable. Nice technique by Sergei Karyakin, who equals in... Anand won against Petrosian, so Anand is quite close. Anand is quite close. We might see... Or it was already. I'm kind of forgetting what happened. Anand Carlsen, did they play? They played today, right?
Yes.
I think we had this.
Yes, draw.
Yeah, it was the only draw Magnus made against Vishy Anand. Alright. Look, and this is one very interesting endgame. It's not that easy to win, it turns out, because you can't trade the rooks with black. You can't trade the rooks. So some technical job is still to be done. Let's see. I know how to win this, by the way.
How?
In a schematic way. So, I mean, first of all, you have to bring, let's say, so the problems will start when the king will come to h1, right? So before that, now next move he will sooner or later get h3. Yeah, so white will be standing like this. And then you put, I mean, that schematic way to remember this, you put 4 pieces in a row. It has to be the pawn on h3, rook on g3, king on f3, and the rook on e and bishop on e3. Okay, I made it sound confusing. Yeah, but Aronian seemingly knows what he's doing. Bishop goes to e3. Now, well, you have to avoid the stalemates, because now, for instance, white king is stalemated. So it's a check, bishop f2. Okay, if the rook goes away, he protects the third rank. Yeah, the whole point in this position that when white finally takes the pawn on h3,
there is rook
he's in a Philidor's position immediately. So now rook a8, and then rook comes from the other side. Well, so now it's a question if Aronian remembers the Philidor's position. Rook a2. What's rook a2? Rook here. Well, and now it's no longer winning. It's a famous, second rank defense. So, well, it's not for nothing we were studying rook and bishop endgame. Let's see if Michel Graf will manage to save this one, because now it is a draw. It is a theoretical draw. Rook f2, rook to g1. Once again, it's tricky for white. Check. King has to go to h4, and now rook f3 with bishop d2 check. No, there is no check on d2. And he's won. He has won. I mean, yeah, it's very, very tough to defend this one in Blitz. So Aronian wins.
Before your Blitz tournament, you have to look how to win or how to defend your bishop.
That seems to be one of the most important positions. One of the most important positions. We've seen it so many times. Yeah. So let's check once again the points. Carlsen is first. And queen from c4 covers e6. That's nice. That's nice.
It's actually a nice view right now.
Strangely, he managed to control a lot of square. Yeah.
Queen b8.
Queen b8. Now, what to do?
Queen b1, and it wants to come from the back to check.
Queen c3 maybe. Yeah, queen to d4. He wanted to play queen d4, which, by the way, would stop Georgiev from giving those checks, right? Queen from d4 controls both d1 and g1, the squares from which a check is potentially possible. Yeah, the board gets updated, but it's still not up to date. Can't help it really. So let's see what's gonna happen. With this time control, we were talking about 10 seconds being not enough, but if it comes to the position like that, where white can
give a lot of checks. Say black can give a lot of checks. This game can go for a very long time. Yeah. For a very long
We
time.
cannot see the clock because it's the other side.
Yeah, it should be just a few minutes for each of them.
Maybe seconds already.
Seconds, of course. Yeah. So queen d5, allowing the check from g1.
Here we have 45 seconds
for Aronian and a bit more than 1 minute for so check from g1. King goes to f5 and queen b6. So he kind of wants to come back to g6, and he has queen b1. He has queen b1 as well. So now a move like queen d7 might be an option for the von Aronian. Queen to c4. Is it just the repetition?
Yeah.
A check? So
This is for the second
first time one threatens to give a check from b1, check from g1. Yeah, that's pretty much what black can do. He cannot trade the queens. He can't really sacrifice the bishop from g5, so that's what he has to do. He has to give those checks and make sure white doesn't make progress. Ideally, of course, he's looking for a perpetual. I kind of realized that the problem with queen d4 was that black would play king g6.
Right now, Aronian goes
queen is
to
on
c3 instead of d4.
Queen in, I believe. Check here. I know, but we don't have the analysis board, so let's watch from the camera view. It was this and this, I think. Yeah, queen on h3 do.
He
Not
makes
sure.
checks on h6.
Queen h3, he wants to give a check from h6, but he allows black to have as many checks as he wants. Queen b1, somewhat surprising move. Aronian comes with queen h6 check.
King.
King has to go to, not sure actually, king f7.
King f7.
e6 is definitely an idea. It's just
But
that
now, queen h5.
queen h5, yeah, after e6, the problem was that the king goes to g8 and no more checks. What I wanted to say that white really needs the place, I mean, to enter with the king, somehow to hide it on g6. For this, he first has to drive black king away. Okay, queen h3, a check from g1. So now, isn't it a perpetual already? Queen g3. Okay, so this way, Levon is trying to avoid the perpetual. After, I know, the check is not given. I thought queen d1 check would have been an option. Okay, he gets the queen on f3 anyway. Queen g1 check. King goes to h3, no more checks. Bishop g5 is a possibility. This is what he does. Bishop takes g5, so this game will not be eternal, at least. And white doesn't have all that many options. He has to take. White has to take, and the question is if he keeps the e5 pawn alive, which he probably doesn't. Yeah, so pawn takes, queen takes. Pawn takes, queen takes, e6 will drop the pawn immediately after queen h6. Queen to d5. Okay. Queen to d5. So he's hoping the king will run away on his own. The queen is no longer helping the king. King f8, I would try to. You know, king f8.
Yeah, if this queen remains on g-file, the king to the game, then...
Okay, so he actually gives a check on f5, and then king goes to f8.
Okay, he can come on f-file.
Yeah, I think this should be a draw, even though sometimes even positions like that are not that easy to navigate with being a defending side. But yeah, but the king is too close. The king is too close. The king safely gets to e7 or e8. So most likely a draw here. A check on d6. And now if king f7, I actually thought it was king e8. It was a funny move. He could go king e8, and in case of e6, his king gets stalemated, so he can, you know, the queen becomes desperado. He can sacrifice the queen. But yeah, Kirill decided that he's fine like that.
I think it's okay for Aronian to make draw and have some rest. Yeah.
E6. Yeah, so it is just a draw. And the game
he
finishes.
smiled.
Yeah, they won't mind continue, but